Chosen by Grace. Exemplary Christians of Today by Ray Rose. Chapter 1. Living a Life of Faith. The Power of Faith. In a world filled with uncertainty and despair, faith has always served as a beacon of hope for Christians throughout history. It is the driving force behind the exemplary lives of men and women of Christ, who have been chosen by grace to inspire and guide us on our spiritual journey. Faith is not merely a blind belief or a set of rituals. It is a powerful force that can transform lives and move mountains. It is the unwavering trust in God's promises, even in the face of adversity, that gives us the strength to persevere. As exemplified by the chosen ones, faith enables us to overcome the trials and tribulations that life throws our way, knowing that God is always by our side. The power of faith lies in its ability to connect us with the divine. It is through faith that we experience a deeper intimacy with God, finding solace and comfort in His presence. When we put our trust in Him, we tap into an inner source of love, strength, and wisdom that empowers us to live a life of purpose and fulfillment. Men and women of Christ understand that faith is not a one-time event but a lifelong journey. It requires constant nurturing and cultivation, through prayer, meditation, and studying the Scriptures. It is through these disciplines that we deepen our understanding of God's will and align our lives with His purpose. Faith also has the power to inspire and influence others. The exemplary Christians of today, chosen by grace, serve as living testimonies of the transformative power of faith. Through their actions and words, they inspire others to persevere in their faith, to trust in God's plan, and to live a life worthy of their calling. It is important for Christians to remember that faith is not a guarantee of a life free from challenges or suffering. However, it is the assurance that no matter what we face, God is faithful and will never leave us nor forsake us. With faith as our foundation, we can navigate the storms of life with courage and hope, knowing that God's grace is sufficient for us. In conclusion, the power of faith is undeniable. It sustains us in times of uncertainty, connects us with the divine, and inspires us to live lives that respect God's love and grace. As Christians, let us embrace the power of faith and allow it to guide us on our journey to becoming men and women of Christ, chosen by grace. Trusting in God's plan. In our journey of faith, it is inevitable that we will encounter moments of doubt, uncertainty, and even despair. It is during these challenging times that we must remind ourselves to trust in God's plan. As Christians, we are called to place our complete reliance on Him, knowing that His ways are higher than our own. Trusting in God's plan requires a surrendering of our own desires and expectations. We must learn to let go of our need for control and instead have faith that God is sovereign and knows what is best for us. This can be a daunting task, as it requires us to release our grip on the steering wheel of our lives and place it in God's capable hands. The exemplary Christians of today understand the importance of trusting in God's plan. They have witnessed the transformative power of surrendering to His will and have experienced firsthand the peace that surpasses all understanding. These men and women of Christ have learned to lean on God's promises when faced with adversity, knowing that He is faithful to His word. Trusting in God's plan also means embracing the unknown. It means walking by faith and not by sight, even when the path ahead seems uncertain or filled with obstacles. The exemplary Christians of today serve as beacons of hope, showing us that when we trust in God's plan, He will guide us through even the darkest of valleys. In a world that often promotes self-reliance and independence, trusting in God's plan may seem counterintuitive. However, as Christians, we are called to live differently. We are called to be a people who have strength in our weakness, who have hope in the midst of despair, and who have peace in the chaos. Trusting in God's plan is not a sign of weakness, but rather an acknowledgement of our dependence on Him. As we navigate the difficulties of life, let us remember the example set by the exemplary Christians of today. Let us learn from their unwavering trust in God's plan and strive to cultivate that same trust in our own lives. By surrendering our desires, embracing the unknown, and leaning on His promises, we can experience the true freedom and peace that comes from trusting in God's plan. The author, Ray Rose, extends his gratitude for your interest in this preview of Chosen by Grace, Exemplary Christians of Today. To explore the full work, you may purchase a copy at your local bookstore or order it at any online bookstore.